Nevrycards game series is very famous for its high bar of difficulty, especially where it comes to bosses. But which ones are actually the hardest to beat? I am Vaidmortlord and this is top 10 hardest, most difficult and unfair boss fights in entire Nevrycards franchise. No more talking, let's get to the list. Number 10, The Deer, World of Vampirum Snapshot 0.123456. At number then we have this little annoying fellow. But don't let this Adventure Time reference enemy fool you, he is one of the more frustrating opponents to deal with. Maybe I exaggerated his power due to lack of resources in my speedrun of the game, but still its first phase of the battle where you must fight him directly on the map is difficult enough. First off, it starts chasing your characters and every time it touches you, one of your party members gets stick to a wall. At least there are recruitable allies who can compensate for its ally stealing ability. But remember that it's constantly chasing you, so there's no time for this in the first moments of the fight. Then he jumps away from the player and entire area starts being flooded. Which if you stay on water you instantly die. Did I mention that you have no way to deal damage in those two parts and you must wait for third phase of the battle where it escapes from you and leaves sticky balls of amber behind. Now it's time to damage it, but remember each hit takes away one party member and you must take them from the walls again for that. However, soon it starts fourth phase where rocks start falling from the ceiling dealing damage around the area, and after that it will get back to first phase until its HP bar drops from 500 horsepower to 0. But even if that happens, it's still not the end of the fight, as now you must battle it in traditional RPG Maker style, and the boss is capable of completely removing your character's ability to act until they're attacked again or straight up demolishes your allies with 1 KO skills. It's easily hardest boss in World of Vampirum and 10th hardest on this list. Number 9, Lord with Tail, Poof's Killergarten Divided Fate. Selecting the hardest boss from this game was difficult as there are multiple difficult ones, but ultimately I decided to choose the final foe of entire Divided Fate DLC and basically entire game. Lord with Tail, in this game, similar to Poof's Killergarten, next time he got multiple phases and changes its attack patterns each one. Attacking with projectless, explosion and even leaving areas of tar that also damages player, not to mention, he spawns multiple additional attacking tails. And each phase becomes even more difficult to face. But the real problem comes when you manage to push him hard enough to get into final one where he becomes gigantic, releasing waves of tails from top and bottom in order to pull you closer to himself. An attack with powerful brimstone-like laser which is pretty difficult to dodge. He occupies only 9th place because your character is probably very strong after getting this far into the game, so the bosses are way less problematic. Number 8. Dr. Fright, Kene and Sabrini Cards of Horror. This boss is the true definition of insanity. Both of his hands attacks have a chance to inflict every negative status in the game, and on top of that they deal % damage instead of raw damage, so no matter how durable is your character, he will still damage them. But what if I told you that it's not his most annoying mechanic to deal with, as all of his body parts are completely immortal and self-regenerating to full health until you destroy Bear Trap on his neck. But it's not all, as the character who is responsible for destroying it gets possessed by his insanity for the rest of the fight and will attack your allies. So you must watch out to last hit it with your weakest character or else your party gets cooked. Beside that, in this game bosses have special dice flip attacks, and when you fail it, they cast very powerful skills against you. In the case of Dr. Fright, he will stick all your party members together into one human centipede, and from now on if one of them takes damage or heals they all do. Which could be beneficial but usually isn't, and one unarmed ally can result an entire party of getting dunked on. The boss takes 8th spot on my list but would be significantly higher if Insane Mexicano version of the boss fight would be only one possible encounter of him. Number 7. Boy Phantom. Poof's Killergarten 2 next time. Boy Phantom is the final boss of unrevealed ending in Poof's Killergarten 2, and battle against him is pretty straightforward, as he starts not that strong, but as the fight progresses the boss gains additional forms that unlock new abilities, each new one more devastating, sometimes even capable of one-shotting multiple party members. Beside that, with 4th and 5th form he gains additional moves being capable of triggering up to 3 of those devastating abilities a turn, making this fight absolutely impossible to beat without good strategy and preparation. With no Sonya or Naya as debilitators on the team, player may easily become victim of his overwhelming abilities, and without strong finisher like Cubus and Kaseki it would be impossible to deal enough damage to quickly end the fight before it's too late. In conclusion, Phantom Boy is a force to be reckoned with and number 7 on the hardest bosses list. Number 6. Paddle. Poof's Killergarten wishful thinking. Friendly gender-bended version of Boy Who. Spoiler alert, surprisingly don't betray us, in the finale of Poof's Killergarten next time is final boss of Poof's Killergarten wishful thinking, and not easy one to begin with. In fact, it's quite fitting for World 7 being as hard as it is having such difficult boss. The battle starts relatively simple. She stands still in one place as two saws are moving across entire bottom of the platform from left to right and vice versa. Additionally, there are gas tubes that release toxins from time to time, limiting area even more. The only saving grace is that we're playing as Marfa, who is easily the most overpowered character in the game, and with her charged shot we can damage Paddle enough so she starts jumping from one side to another, dropping balloons on our heads. Where yellow ones deal damage while green ones make us jump, which is the only threat to our character while she's staying still in her invincibility power. This phase is relatively easy unless we're catched off guard between two green balloons. But the real challenge comes with next phase, where Paddle is floating in the air and we must jump closer to her with green balloons she drops, but sometimes it's really difficult to position yourself between them, and before you must evade first wave of them and wait for right time where there are exactly two green ones in a vertical line in order to jump next to her, and if you're in the air you must deal as much damage as you can before falling to the ground, as each time you fall. Same action must be repeated to deal her enough damage to get into third phase, where she floats in the air and you're following her on a platform. Don't worry, as long as RNG makes her fly higher than you're basically safe, but it doesn't undermine how hard it is to get into that phase. Number 5. The Creature, Kene and Sabrini cards of horror. The most disgusting looking enemy that you can fight in this game, and the fact I'm showing only blurred footage on YouTube really speak volumes about this boss. The Creature is one of the 3 bosses leading to final endings of the game and resulting in unlocking Reign of Bees mode, and let's face it, it's definitely the most difficult one of the 3. After the battle starts, first we're put against something called Obelisk of Robot Licking, which is unkillable and has infinite HP, but dealing enough damage to it will make Creature stunned or even blind, which will help a bit against that fearsome entity. Now when this thing appears it starts immortal. And its head transforms one of our party members into Kene or Sabrini until all of them are. And the most annoying thing about the battle is that Kene and Sabrini, or characters morphed into them, must die at least 10 times to take away its immortality. The only positive thing about it is that Creature will resurrect both original Kene and Sabrini at the end of each turn as long as it has its immortality. But if we want to deal with it quicker, we would need Sylvia or other character in the party with ability to return to life after dying. And by saying wanting to deal with it quicker, I mean it as this boss has a dice flip attack that demolishes all of party armors and weapons, and an ability to swallow any of the characters, removing them from the fight completely. At least the Creature is only singular entity, so as long as we have enough cognito hazards or other stunning abilities it should be manageable. Number 4. Redcliff and Macaroo, Kene and Sabrini cards of horror. Unlike this battle, which proves that fights with multiple opponents in this game are the most annoying to deal with. First off, let's talk about this boss main gimmick, which is Rax or Redcliff's ability to target any character in our team with one of his hands, which will later become target of Macaroo's devastating bear trap attack that will result in this character being removed from the party. But we can just guard to protect that character, right? Yes we can, but it's still problematic as one of our characters is disabled from taking actions this way. And we must deal with that hand only with 3 party members unless we got other ways to disable Macaroo. Other than that, Redcliff's other hand constantly shots allies, destroying their helmets at first and insta-killing whenever they have none. But enough of Redcliff's powers, and let's say why this battle is really that hard. It's because if you kill Rack before Macaroo, the latter will start spamming dice flip attacks with each of its body parts that instantly kill your party, making it really hard if not impossible to beat the boss after this point. So you must kill Project Macaroo before finishing Redcliff, right? Yes, but also after it dies he will do that deadly dice flip once, so you must be either lucky or save lucky dice before finishing it for good. Also, did I mention he kills 2 of your most right allies after 10th turn? Number 3, Mr. 3, Original Poof's Killergarten. Isn't it ironic that the living embodiment of number 3 is exactly 3rd place? Although rightfully so, as its attacks are devastating enough to sweep your party under the rug in less than 3 turns. I would want to talk about the boss longer in this video, but there already is a full-scale analysis of him made by my buddy Gammon Boy, who talks about his powers in detail. Link to that video is in description. So I will just mention 3 most important things about entire Fright. His health amount is enormous, so without status effects like burning from Cupcake's combo attack it would be very hard to kill him. He has approximately 3 attacks of each party member and enemy in entire game. And after turn 3 he multiplies himself into 3 parts, and your only saving grace in the battle is the requirement to deal with just one of them to win, thanks God. Number 2, the Puppet, Creepy Pasts. The next boss is the secret super boss from a fear and hunger inspired game at Nevrycards, and it's not Kene and Sabrini. The Puppet starts the battle with creating up to 3 dolls based on your party members present during the fight. They use same skills as their human counterparts, which can't be said about their health, as they just die instantly after being hit. So you may think it's worth destroying them as fast as possible, right? Wrong. After you destroy any of them, the character in your party that the doll represents will also die, leaving you with choice if you want to risk yourself being damaged by them or have less power and party members but more stable. Which still isn't stable enough, as the Puppet summons another marionette which can appear in one of 5 different forms, each having different skills and powers. And in order to win the fight you must kill the Puppet's hand 5 times and circle through all the Puppet variants, and only after that its real body part, which needs to be destroyed to win the fight, appears. Yeah, attacking either its body or head won't simply work. The strings of the Puppet also use card flip attack every turn, and if you fail it, you lose entire battle and must redo it from the start. And now it's time for the first place, which is a spot occupied by character previously mentioned on this list but in a different iteration, and it's number 1, Night 3, Poof's Debauchery Night. Yeah, it's Mr. 3 again, but this time there are 3 of them, and each of them replaced one of 3 kids, Sonia, Poof and Cupcake, with an iteration of Mr. 3 who work exactly like them but are better, faster, stronger, and instead of level 1 they all start on level 3, ready to destroy your cameras and employees with relative ease. They will destroy your gate to the office and overwhelm really quickly. Even spending resources on cameras and upgrades seems pointless, as they're capable of destroying them really fast. And that's all for this video. Now you may ask, but why this boss is the first place compared to other tough challenges? It's simply because it's a boss I only beaten once due to extreme luck, and in every other case I lose badly to the point I wasn't able to complete my speedrun of that game before. So in conclusion, Mr. 3 remains unbeatable. And that's all for this video. This is my list of 10 most difficult bosses from Nevrycards games. If I missed somebody or you disagree with any of my picks, feel free to comment down below, share, like, and subscribe if you enjoyed it, don't enjoy it, or you still can't decide. Signing out.